Welcome back, Chooms. It's been a while since I had a Cyberpunk 2077 mod list video, but out behind the scenes I've been working hard on this because today we have a lot of mods to cover. If you are new to modding, check out my beginner's guide video where I go through everything, and yes, it's still viable in 2026. Also remember to read carefully when you install each mod, as well as its requirements, but today we will go through the mods I have been using in my own gameplay and that I really like. As always, support the mod creators because, well, they take their time to bring us so much content for the game. We will start off with the apartments because I have two for you that look amazing. The first piece of real estate is called OnShore and it features an amazing house with a garage just outside of Night City. First off, I want to really commend the choice of location because regardless what time of the day you are in, the view from it looks gorgeous. Inside we have a relatively spacious design with a lot of amenities as well, as also not a lot of clutter, so it makes things enjoyable to relax and lean back after a long day of merc work. On top of that, there is a fast travel point to it as well, which makes things interesting, but I also tend to drive to this place for that added immersion effect. This is great, especially if you want to escape the noise of Night City, so this one is one of my personal favorites and highly recommended for download. But for all of you that like the urban vibe of Night City and Heywood district especially, then this chill apartment might be just for you. My biggest plus for this is the sunroom. Even though it's cold like that, it looks even better during rain. There are also a lot of decorations inside to look out for, and I do like attention to detail, alongside great indoor light, and it's very spacious as well, if you got tired of the usual apartments you have by default in the game. In case you want to take in some of that relatively fresh air, there is also a terrace to relax and enjoy in, and I do like the author also included a lot of plants which makes the cement hell of this peaceful city easier to endure. The rest of the rooms are also very punk in style, so mantra of it, style over substance, is well balanced. It's another fantastic apartment I highly recommend, especially if you combine this with the onshore one, you can switch between them. Great work on the mod with a lot of work being done here. While we are at the apartment, there is another fantastic and very immersive mod I have been using for quite some time now, and that's virtual Atelier delivery. So instead of items magically appearing in your inventory and wardrobe after you get them through the virtual Atelier website, now you can also make it really stand out within the city. When you purchase something now, you can choose what shipping method you want, standard or priority, but it also costs more eddies. After that, you select your delivery location, wait a bit until the items arrive, and then you go pick them up. Honestly, from the gameplay itself, I think this is something that CDPR should maybe look into for Cyberpunk 2. It makes more sense, and yes, it does cost more. But I mean, you will either be adding stuff through the console commands, or if you want to make it more lived in, then using the delivery option is even better. I like this one and it's highly recommended mod to get. Cyberpunk modding community has come a long way from just having a few items at the start that I remember from years ago, to now having physical stores in-game that we can visit. And I think this is a great upgrade because, well, from the lore and just the immersion perspective that I always try to include in my mod lists. So today we are going to visit Zenitex military store, that I have to say first off, just design wise is insanely well done, because it captures that aspect of futuristic but still punk vibe, and I won't lie, I would be gladly visiting this store if this was done in real life, especially if you wanted to move away from your own apartment and ordering things from there, or just adding through the console. And mod author went out of their way to add lore in it, which always gets a big plus from me. Light is gorgeous, and if you want to head over there to the store, you can find it in Charter Hill in Westbrook. You won't be able to miss it. But what is a store without items? Right, so for today's mod list, I will be going into more military style alongside some Zenitex gear, which first off includes this combat helmet. Texture work is amazing, and besides its looks, you can also choose from custom color sets to match your preferred style. To make our Covert Op style stand out even more, we will add balaclava onto it, as with the rest, Zenitex offers various styles that will fit with the rest of the set. I will talk about in the rest of the showcase. So you don't have to worry if something is not going to match, it's all carefully planned out, but this one is again fantastic. Alongside it, we will also combine it with the Zenitex Combat t-shirt. As always, textures are incredibly well done and in very high quality. Now, this style that matches every other piece of armor are also available. I personally chose this one as it fits my own style, which I like, and for the type of videos and pictures I want to do. But I noticed that even mixing them around can give you some pretty good results. What would be a military fit be without an assault vest? I mean, where do you think V pulls out all of those mags during firefights? Well, you don't want to know. So with this assault vest, at least we get a feeling of our merc having proper space to pull all of those guns and materials in. Also comes with various accessories on top of it. I mean, just the insane amount of customization you can do with it. Huge props to this. For the lower part though, we can go with their Covert leggings that really complete the set, but Scorpion Tank has a lot of different options on his mod page, so feel free to browse around and look for the style that fits you the best, which I haven't included in this video. For the boots, I went with the military option. You know, the Covert ones are also great, but I just like the more robust boots in my transmog, and it fits great with the rest of the set, so highly recommend getting them, and also they come with various other variations. Additional accessories you can also include with everything I've mentioned before is the Zenitex FM12 respiratory mask. If you're sort of inspired by Hank from Resident Evil and want to rock this style, well, with this you absolutely can. Texture work on the material and little details to it really make it stand out as well. In case you wanted a different helmet though that has a panoramic night vision, and that, trust me, you will want to get, as next mods I will talk about will really make this kinda stand out and be complete, well, check this one out. It's a more modern day variant rather than, let's say, something which would be used in Cyberpunk, because tech has moved way past this, but it still looks incredibly well incorporated into the lore, so big props to that. Now, the reason why I said to get the night vision accessory is because Kiroshi finally decided to release their night vision mod for all of you chooms. So now if you're doing any gigs in the city, especially if you are starting a new game and want to roleplay as this sort of merc, then definitely get this one, because I like how this looks. There are a lot of variations of it, so you can get, including different levels and much more. I love this mod, because game natively doesn't even have a flashlight, so this helps a lot, but don't worry, we'll talk about flashlight later on in this video, I got you covered. Besides the Zenitex line, we also have another tactical style outfit that is more stealthy in the case you're going for that sort of roleplay. I really like how it looks, perfect for it if you're using guns with silencers or even melee weapons to go, you know, through different gigs. As always, texture work is incredibly well done and it fits right into the lore and the universe of the game. Even though you might think it's not, trust me, Militech would disagree. Another tactical suit that is also great for sneaking around those pesky booster gangs and corpos, we have the Snake Sneaking Suit. Keep in mind that this one is for Mask V, but we cannot have every mod for Fem V only. I mean, that's one complaint I always get in my mods, where are the male options? Well, here you go, and it's also an amazing one at that. Check this one out. As promised, besides night vision, which we have mentioned, we also finally have a proper flashlight mod, and it's a tactical gadget, so it fits well with our military style of this video. I have been using this one for a few days now, and I love how it looks and performs. Although I'm still confused on why CDPR never gave us proper light in this game. I mean, if there is one thing I would want for Cyberpunk 2, it's, well, this, because I mean, we have all of this cyberware, but apparently light source was not one of them, so definitely include this one in your mod list. Now, I've covered this mod before, but because I gave you all of the military style gear, it would be a shame not to include an M4, an HK416 and an XM7, because they fit this style the best. Of course, you can again argue that they're not lore friendly, which I would disagree, because again, Cyberpunk 2020 lore, so you can consider these weapons as relics from the past. But in any case, I love how this looks with night vision and just just from playing with them. They are a bit OP though, just keep that in mind, but for most of these modded guns they're sort of like that. At the end of the day, at this point you're probably finishing the game multiple times, so who cares. So I really recommend getting this, and Sabat also has a bunch of other guns on his profile, so definitely check them out. For all of you NCPD gongs out there, we have an amazing collection of weapons that are inspired by the cops of Night City. I like how they look, especially the ride-along with this magazine, but besides that you also have the hard-boiled for your sidearm, and of course timeout to handle all of those pesky booster gangs. Redesign and the texture work on them are a nice addition, so really recommend getting this mod. If you're rocking additional outfits with it as well, it can really fit your style of gameplay. But what would be the NCPD Transmog without a good vehicle to go alongside it? And guess what, the NCPD Night Hunter from that old reveal trailer, which only appeared once, is finally added into the game. This is probably one of the most anticipated mods out there. The attention to its design is wonderful, and it just fits into the lore in case you don't want to use anything outside of the lore itself. I mean, I was kinda surprised it wasn't included much more within the, vanilla game. It runs great, you can cover huge distances with it fast, and I am just amazed by it. I mean, it's a new mod that arrived a few days ago, and I'm happy it did because I was able to include it here in this video. Because I just cannot imagine having the rest of the transmog with like the weapons and everything without this as well. Big props to the mod author for taking the time to make this, because I don't believe this was easy to do. Highly recommend downloading this. If you are on the other side of the law though, we also have the full redesign of how NCPD works in the game, or well, enhances it a bit more. Because, well, they're having issues with their budget, so now they expanded their duties to boost the revenue, which means the following. It adds new crimes you can commit, which goes from assault, vehicle collision, speeding, carjacking, net fraud, and so much more. And it adds additional heat if you do this. Of course, you can always pay off your bad deeds because NCPD is incredibly corrupt, and even make a donation to them because why not? Corpos need more money anyway, right? From the immersion perspective, this mod fits incredibly well into the world if you want it, and it has enough configurations so you can tune it to your own needs and how you want to play this. I mean, it's also something that CDPR can maybe draw inspiration from in the future, I mean, depending on what the story of Cyberpunk 2 turns out to be. But there is a lot of thought put into this, so it doesn't make it annoying when you play, and it also makes you think twice before doing any sort of action which, might get you in trouble. If you want additional pistols in the game and got tired of the ones already included with this, the Pistol Pack 4 brings a lot of really cool ones. 10 in total, which includes the HK, Wildly Survivor, USP Match, Hudson H9, Tokarev, Glock 19, and many others. They look really good texture-wise, alongside, coming with suppressors as well. It's just good to have more weapons to choose from generally here. I mean, I tested them out, they fire well and have decent damage. Some might be again a little bit overpowered, but that's just usually how it is. You can pick and choose for the one which you want for your own playthrough and style you are going for. Consider them relics of the past time that somehow you found from a rare collector if you want to fill in the lore in it as well. In case you ever wanted a smart LMG in 2077, look no further than the Midnight Arms MA70 BSG, because you can melt your enemies with it, and from the texture and design wise, I mean, it fits really well into the world and its lore. It's pretty strong, I mean, great for taking out multiple enemies at once if you need it, or maybe you like LMGs here but are not happy with what you already have, so well, there is, more here. Alongside the MA70 BSG, there is additional variant for it called the Exagryph, that on top of that being a smart machine gun, adds the EMP, chemical and thermal micro explosive effect on it, making it incredible to fight those pesky robot enemies or just huge hordes of booster gangs. It is very, very overpowered, so I recommend saving this one for late gameplay, but you do you. I mean, if you're free roam and you want to have some fun, I mean, personally, I like like this and I've been using it a lot in my own playthroughs. Another LMG for today, as we are talking about them, is the MK78 Saw, that some noticed in my previous Cyberpunk video and have been wondering what it is. It's a fantastic looking weapon from Militech, bursts through enemies like nothing, and it actually doesn't have the smart option on it, but because I already showed you the two ones, I think having a non-smart version is good. I do like the belt-fed ammunition and the reload on the side, and the sound of it is top-notch alongside its fire rate. Really recommend getting this one. Biotechnica has also been busy with their custom series of weapons, so Mizaru has decided to give us new iconic weapons which are inspired by this corporation that, believe it or not, is much more scarier than Militech and Arasaka. Like, these guys are the real deal. Going back to the weapons though, we have the Bloom, which is the Tycon variant, Sporecaster, the Ashura variant, and the Red Stick baseball bat that also has additional effect on it. I think that weapons are balanced really well and it works great against enemies after testing it. Besides that, I love the lore and design around it because it's making it look like this was already a part of the game and not even a mod, and that's a big plus from me. The little details on these weapons really sell it for me, so if you were looking for something similar, look no further than this. Guess who is also going into weapons, and this is probably one of the most creative mods I've ever had a chance to showcase on my channel, because well, All Foods Cache features some really iconic variants like the Combo Meal for Slotomatic, Crust Runner for Cutomatic, and believe it or not, Super 2 Mato, a grenade variant that, I mean, why not? Also, the idea behind it is great because it just splats on the enemy and reduces their armor instead of just going off, so I honestly have no words to say about this. It's creative and it's something that I can really see being done by them because just of how this universe is. If you want something more fun besides the usual tactical stuff I have been showing, then definitely check this one out. It's great. But if you wanted another variant of the Militech Ajax, then we have the classic version of it that features 40 round magazine, barrel assembly, handguard, stock and iron sights, and it also comes with 3 Militech classic sights and suppressor. Besides that, you also have the short barrel version in case you prefer it. I mean, looks great, performs fantastic, and texture wise it's pretty good, and it can be a really nice addition for your military style transmog in case you don't want any of the modern day IRL weapons. For all of you that like Osprey, it has been expanded with this mod that adds variety of non-iconic variants and even restores the unused look of the Nusa iconic one, which is fantastic to see. I personally like using Osprey, so for me again this mod is very much welcome. Texture wise, good, decals fit well, and there is just more to get here, so definitely worth taking a look at it. While we are around weapons, there is a cool mod that makes it so that bullets are visible again. That for me at least is much better than whatever they did afterwards, especially because they're also visible in Sandevistan, and that's even cooler. It was highly anticipated mod and something that I just had to cover in this video. If you like it as it was done before, then this one is just, you know, something to download, and the immersion you have while playing it is just, oh my god, fantastic. Also, different type of weapons have different bullet models, so it's not going to look the same, which is a big plus. For the added immersion effect in the game when you scan NPCs, besides their usual stuff, which is kinda basic in the vanilla game, Deep Scan Protocol allows you to see even more lore about someone, from their background, early life, recent activities, psych profiles, cyberware they have, financials, medical, and much more. Being that V is already fully decked out with info and lore-wise, I mean capable of penetrating those protected information systems, I think this just makes the game a bit more immersive to play with and adds just more character to NPCs. Something to consider for the sequel of the game for sure. Use it if you want. I mean, if you're happy with the vanilla information, then you can just keep it that way, but personally I like this mod a lot. If you ever wanted additional immersion for consuming food or various drinks in the game, well, this mod has you covered. So now when you eat something from your backpack, it will actually show you that animation. And you don't have to worry about bugs because Autor actually added a lot of protections to it to prevent you from doing it in fact fast succession, meaning that, well, it has been bug tested against majority of glitches that would usually happen if these things are not implemented in the vanilla game. Then you do them through a mod. Usually problems happen, but not here. I always applaud when modders try to implement more immersive elements into the game, so this one definitely checks out. Now, if you like this sort of stuff, consider, just downloading it, and I just felt like the vanilla game was lacking it. I mean, being that Cyberpunk is first person, I really hope that CDPR tends to utilize these small things more in the sequel, because even from their own game formula perspective, it makes perfect sense. Did you ever want your V to become more responsive towards other NPCs in the game? Well, this mod does that well, because it uses many voice set lines and grunts that are already in the game but were unused, so your V will now be a lot more lived in within Night City. Great mod to have and fun one as well, so again it raises that immersion level when you play. Besides the responsive V, another alternative to that mod is the Immersive V Dialogue Expanded, that makes V talk a lot more when you do any action, from going into combat, driving, hacking, and even when Johnny appears, so just makes things more interesting. Again, this is a personal choice. Some people prefer V who is more mute things around, everything which happens, but I like this sort of stuff as it's not too annoying, and I think that the frequency of those voice lines is just enough. And it also repurposes 200 plus voice lines from the base game, so everything is within the boundaries of what was already recorded by CDPR. Very fun mod to have. Speaking of immersion, we now finally have a good odometer and full-fledged fuel system in the game. So if you wanted something like this just to make things more interesting, I recommend getting it. It also adds various Choom stations all over Night City, so now you can go and re-tank your car when your fuel runs out. It's a pretty cool mechanic for those who are looking for this kind of experience, and so far I haven't had any problems with it personally. Maybe some don't want to be bothered by this mechanic, but if you want it, you can use it. But if you're looking for a mod that works properly, after my testing, this one proved to be the best. And it's just the most complete one, so you don't have to worry about any additional ones. And the mod is also highly customizable, so you can choose if you want to keep the odometer and maybe don't want to be bothered with the fuel consumption. Well, you can turn it off, up to you. Now, these next mods will focus on fixing small details and little things here and there, which you might not even notice at first, but I always appreciate when modders do this, because they go through the entire city and just look at things to move around, or if a light or a texture is glitching here and there, they go out of their way to fix it. The best way I can show you this is through these images Proxima Dust posted. I mean, the work done here is absolutely fantastic. It even upgrades some stuff with additional objects or signs to make them fit into that particular area. It's a fantastic mod that you should have, even if you don't want any of the bigger stuff I mentioned here or just other gameplay stuff. If you want to keep things vanilla as much as possible but still remove some of those glitches and bugs, well, this one is for you. Another alternative for our previous mod is another fantastic one called Immersive Night City, which also goes through the entire city and removes or enhances some locations to make them stand out more or just better to look at. There is a lot here to go through, and the work done here by DBK is one to applaud. You can spend hours just looking at some of the stuff, and maybe some you won't even notice right away if you're not paying attention, but it's again one of those mods that works silently in the background that you can appreciate if you have been playing the game for a long time and were maybe annoyed by some stuff and like to see something improved or fixed. Considering that at this point I doubt CDPR would be touching upon these things at all, so the only way to do it now is through modding. I mean, I hope eventually consoles get Cyberpunk mod support, because stuff like this is something I think console players would appreciate as well. With the addition of Twintone Tech and Crystal Coat expansion in the latest Cyberpunk patches, Deceptius has added a full-fledged store where you can pick and choose the one which you like the most, in case you don't want to be bothered by scanning and hacking other vehicles in the game. It makes things a lot easier, and besides this, that mod also works as a framework mod, so other people can include their custom twin tone in it as well, so big props to him for doing it, because I've been missing a few that I can just find here now. because alongside the Twintone Store you can now get the Maelstrom crystal coat design that I will say looks pretty good, especially during the night, and can be applied to a lot of vehicle models. It's like a scrolling matrix code that pulses around your vehicle, and I wish that these things were already a part of the game, but luckily with this mod they are. Speaking of vehicles and bikes, we have this amazing FZR 3000 Street Racer that is definitely something to look at. I mean, it's different, I will give it that, but in any case I think it looks fantastic and it's just fun to drive around in it as well. Handling, top speed is done well, so you don't have to worry about it bouncing around or losing any of that, traction. I feel like we should get more of these sort of vehicles that are not standard bikes, but rather something more experimental in 2077. And I don't know why, but it fits in this universe, because why not? I recommend getting this. Another fantastic car, I absolutely love how it looks IRL, and also here as it's implemented into the game is incredibly well done, and that's the Chevrolet Camaro SS. From both the exterior and interior, making it one of those that you wouldn't be surprised if some rich corpo guy somehow managed to find it and restore it. Besides how it looks, handling, performance and acceleration, that all works well, so you will have fun driving this one. It also doesn't do anything crazy design wise, but keeps it just as it was supposed to be with the white line that goes on the side. For all of you Toyota enthusiasts, we have the Mark II Tourer V from 1997. It's another fantastic implementation of the real-life car into the game. As always, performance on the road is good, including its speed, and not so fast or too slow, just right so it doesn't make you spin out or lose control easily. As it is with the rest of vehicles, they are full standalone, so not replacers, you don't have to worry about anything like that. You can also add it through console or use the virtual car dealer, that's ultimately up to you. If you want a more lore-friendly car, then you can get the Galena GT Widebody, as I know some people avoid having IRL cars which stray away from the 2077 version of the universe. So if you are looking for that, then this one is absolutely wild, and it runs like crazy, making it incredibly fun to drive around corners or when you're trying to navigate the tight streets of Night City. It has 15 variants to choose from, including custom decals and much more, so you can pick and choose which variant you like. Personally, I got this one, but you can also get more of them, so don't worry, if you have the eddies of course, or just use the spawn codes, up to you. Going back to the real life vehicles, we also have the gorgeous Mercedes AMG SL63 from 2021 that both from the exterior and interior looks incredible. It's perfect for your corpo playthroughs, and the color variants it comes in, just looks incredibly well, so you can pick and choose which one fits your style. Same when it comes to performance and speed, it's been tuned well. Goes great around corners, and in general it's a car I've been using a lot in free roam because I like the sound of it alongside the amazing texture work. And for the end of the vehicles, I must also mention here in the mod list is the Lotus Esprit Turbo, that by its design fits the Cyberpunk universe incredibly well. You can choose from various color schemes, as well as it offers a ton of tuning parts to put it on. Like, there is a bunch in the file, so you can pick out the parts for it that you like and make it fit your own gameplay. Texture work on both the interior and exterior is done incredibly well, as all of the vehicles I talk about here in my videos, they run like a charm. It's a car that even without looking twice, they could have been a part of the vanilla game, as usually when these cars were around, the cyberpunk in pop culture was really in its full swing, so definitely check this one out if you like it. If you ever wanted cyber arms from Kurt Hansen, as they look really cool, then this mod adds them for your V. It's also available for both Vs, so you don't have to worry about which one you play with. I like it. I wish original game did this a bit more. I know that most of this is how for the character like Kurt to stand out a bit more, but why not? It's all about customization and style after all in this universe. Check out this mod if you were looking for a good implementation of it. Besides Kurt Cyber Arms, we also have a mod that adds Barghest variants of Cyber Arms for both Vs, so you can stand out a lot more in case you want something different than what Kurt has. Choose from 11 appearances and selectable decals. Again, as I always said, the biggest thing people want customization wise in the game are these cyber arms. CDPR needs to do this for Cyberpunk 2. I don't think I've ever seen a more requested feature, so check this one out as it provides a ton of customization and something to play around with. For you Santiago fans, there is his jacket mods that comes with 55 colors, and that's for both Vs. It has many customization options to choose from alongside great texture work and little details that you might not see at first, but the more you look at it, it just amazes me. It's perfect for photo mode, and I get questions usually like, why do people do these mods? Well, for photo mode, that's the biggest reason for it. But playing with it is good because, well, since CDPR added proper transmog into the game besides the mods we already had for it, I mean, why not? It's a really well made mod. A big question I always get in my mods is why I focus so much on FMV. Where are body mods for our Vincent? Well, here is one from Kalenko that makes him look ripped, adding the muscular body. There you go, now you don't have to complain in the comments anymore. It's also really good quality of texture work and the mod in general, so enjoy. For the end, if you have been wondering what I use as my LOT or how my game looks, recently my go-to one was NCLM, or well, the Natural Californian Light mod. That makes the game look more akin to how light is in California, or at least I think. I don't know, I have never been there. But at least for my particular needs and playthrough, it offers really nice vibe through various parts of the day. Doesn't become too bright or dark, and it works well in all weather conditions, not just when it's cloudy. So definitely check this one out, as I've been, as I said, using it as my main one for quite some time now. But you know, these things are personal preferences as always. Some like vanilla light the best, I mean, your game, your rules. And that's all of the mods for today. I have covered a lot here. I will keep my eyes open and test new ones as they come. I mean, these sort of videos require a lot of time to do, so if you enjoyed it, please consider liking, subscribing and sharing it with your chooms. Join our community on Twitter and Discord. Huge thanks to my Patreon supporters and big thanks to the mod community as well for bringing us these amazing mods. This is LKM signing out, and I will see you chooms soon with a new video. Bye bye.